I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you some effective tips on creating your resume. How to prepare a resume for any job. First of all, before you prepare your resume, all you need to know is to find the purpose of your resume. What is the purpose of your resume? Your resume's purpose is that it gives you an overview of your professional experience, as well as it gives an idea to your employer if you can be a good fit for the position you have applied. There are certain things that you should include in your resume and certain things that you must not include in your resume. First of all, let us see what things you should not include in your resume. Age, social media profiles, grammatical and spelling errors, income or pay related information, political affiliation if any, your caste, your marital status, your photographs, and your personal statistics like height and weight. You want to highlight your features and achievements, but at the same time you want to keep your resume short and sweet and to the point. Now the first factor that you must not include is your age. Your age, instead of mentioning your age, mention your date of birth. Now what do I mean by date of birth? If you are born on the 10th day of March and your year is 1978, this is just an example. So if you are born on this day, then you must write your date of birth as 10th th March, this has to be in capital, 1978. Now there is one mistake that most people do. Most people put a comma after the name of the month and year and before the year. This does not has to be done, because when you write a number and when you write a letter, automatically the two are separated. So when you put a comma in between them, that is a grammatical mistake. The next factor that you must not include in your resume is your social media profiles. Social media profiles like Facebook, your profile of Instagram, or your LinkedIn profile. It's best to avoid any social media profiles since they will not hold any relevance to your job profile. The next factor that you must not include in your resume is you have to be very careful of not making any grammatical errors and spelling mistakes. Why? Because even a simple or a small grammatical error or spelling error will create a very poor impression on your employer. The next factor that you must not include in your resume is any kind of income or pay related information. Never mention any expected salary. Sometimes when we switch a job, what happens is if you are drawing 10,000 from your previous salary and when you are looking for a new job, you have the experience of the previous job, so naturally you are expecting a higher salary. So you might put your next expected salary as 15,000, which is wrong to do. Never mention any expected salary from the new job. And also do not mention your salary from your previous job. This is also very important. Why? Because if you were getting 10,000 in your previous job and in the new job, if the employer has thought of paying the employee 20,000, then he might pay you less than 20,000. He might pay you 15,000. He might think that since you were getting 10,000 on the previous job, you will be more than happy to work for 5,000 more. So this might ruin your chances of getting a higher pay. Next factor that you must not include in your resume is any political affiliation. If you are associated with any political party, your employer might feel that you are trying to influence them. And when this happens, you will create a bad impact on your employer. The next factor that you must not include in your resume is your caste. You never know, some employers might be biased about a particular caste. So it's best not to include it in your resume. Next factor that you must not include in your resume is your marital status. If your status shows married, your employer might feel doubtful if you will be able to give your best at the new job. Next factor that you must not include in your resume is your photographs. Always remember that first impression is the last impression. You must give your best current impression at your first visit at the interview. So your current impression is very important when you go for the interview. This will have a long lasting effect on your employer. The next factor that you must not include in your resume is your personal statistics, like your height or your weight, as they are not relevant for most jobs. Only include these personal statistics in jobs that demand such information. Now let's have a look at the things that you should include in your resume. First is your full name, that is your first name, your middle name and your surname. Next comes your full address. Your full address should include the PIN code of the city in which you are living. It should include your state and it should include your country. Next factor is date of birth. As I told you in my previous slide, the date of birth has to be mentioned with the number on the day which you were born, along with the initial TH, or if you are born on the 2nd, you can put ND in front of the number. If you are born on the 1st, you can put ST in front after the number. Alright? And if you are born on 3rd, 4th, 5th, 30th, then you can put TH. So your date of birth should be the number on the day of which you are born and the month in which you are born and then the year in which you are born. The next factor that you must include in your resume is your contact number. Try to give more than one contact numbers, because this sometimes makes it easier for the employer to contact you in cases of emergency if your first number is not available. Also, always remember to include your email. Then comes academic qualifications. Academic qualifications begin with 10th. First, include qualifications of your 10th, or what you call it as SSC or ICSE or CBSE, whatever board you belong to. Then you also mention the full name of your school. This is very important. Don't forget to mention the full name of your school. Next comes your college qualifications. Again, here you write the full name of your college. So under academic qualifications, you can begin with A, which will begin with your school qualifications, okay. Here you need to put the full name of your school. Then B, your HSC qualifications, that is your 12th. Again here you need to put the full name of your college. Here will be the full name of your school, and here you put the full name of your college. And then C, your 15th, that is the last year of your college. Again here you put the full name of your college. After academic qualification comes other qualifications. Now what are these other qualifications? These will include names of your degrees or diplomas if you have any, or any specific courses that you have done. Then comes work experience. Always begin with the latest job held. In work, when you're mentioning your work experience, please begin with the latest job. And don't forget to mention the year of your latest job. And then you can go in descending order. Also include your work profile when you mention each job. Your work profile is very important. Next thing that you need to include in your resume is languages known, whichever languages you know. As you know, English is absolutely necessary, so you begin with writing as English, then you put a comma, and then you add other languages. Next comes hobbies and interests. Whatever hobbies you have, like if you like to play carom, you can write carom. If you like to play chess, you can add chess. Or maybe you like reading, you can add reading. Some people like to listen to music, so you can write music, etc. Next comes awards. This is if you have received any awards in your lifetime, you can add them. But always remember that you need to put the title of your award, that is what kind of award you were awarded, along with the year in which you were awarded the award. Last but not the least, references. This is a very important factor that you need to add in any resume. Offer a list of references upon request. That is, if the employer asks you to mention 1 or 2 references, best references are of those of your previous professors or your previous employers. But you make sure that you ask them before giving their reference. Now let us have a look at the steps that you need to make your resume. First is information, then comes format, and then comes saving as a PDF. Let me explain. As far as information that you provide on your resume has to be organized. When we talk about information that has to be given on a resume, it is very important that your information is totally organized. That is, it has to be in a chronological order. The next step to make your resume is your format. You have to decide on a format. First of all, it should be typed on Word, Microsoft Word. Secondly, use A4 size paper to print your resume. Use laser or inkjet printers. Don't just choose any random template from the resume building apps, but see which one actually suits your profile. Okay, so choose a template which actually suits your profile. The next step to make your resume is that you have to save your resume in a PDF profile. This is very important. Whether you're saving it on your laptop or computer, save it as a PDF. Most employers want to receive a PDF resume when you submit it electronically, so that they can open it anywhere. So PDF is accessible anywhere. As well as it is convenient. A PDF is preferable in case you submit a resume by email. Let us have a look on the key takeaways on creating a resume. First is knowing how to write a good resume. Knowing how to write a good resume is very crucial for finding a suitable or desired job in any industry. Second comes resume generator. Whether you use a resume generator or write your resume yourself, make a resume that stands out. Your resume should stand out. Make a resume that stands out and lands you on your dream job. This is very important. Your resume should land you on your dream job. The next comes making a good resume. If you know how to make a good resume, you won't have to struggle to find a suitable job. In fact, someone may see your resume and know instantly that you are a perfect fit for that job. So your resume gives an indication whether you are a perfect fit for your job or not. Now let's talk about some red flags on your resume. You might be wondering, what are these red flags? Red flags are nothing but gaps between your job changes. When you switch from one job to another, the gaps between those job switches are called red flags. Sometimes one may have to deal with a red flag like gaps between job changes, and having to leave a job suddenly can also be a red flag for your employer. But this can be overcome by filling these gaps. Now, how do we fill these gaps? We fill these gaps with our educational activities or other activities. Now, when I say we fill these gaps with educational activities or other activities, we are showing that the time that we have spent between 2 or 3 jobs, we have not wasted that time. We were doing something creative. We were gaining something creative skills in order to get better for our next job. Now we come to covering letters. Always add a covering letter with your resume to explain any issues that you've been having. Covering letters are also used to explain the red flags, as I explained you in my previous slide. Covering letters are used to express your flexibility and willingness to grow with the new department. Covering letters also shows that you have done some kind of research about the new organization that you want to join. Covering letters also shows that you are aware about the organization's mission. Covering letters express your enthusiasm about joining the new job. Always mention the date and source of advertisement in your covering letter in which the advertisement has appeared. With this, I come to the end of my today's video of preparing the resume. My next video is going to be about interview preparation. So make sure that you watch it, as it is very closely connected to today's video on resume preparation. Once you prepare the resume, you have to prepare yourself for the interview. Our next video is going to be about interview preparation. If you don't want to miss this video on interview preparation, then click the subscribe button now and also click the bell icon so that you are immediately notified every time I upload a new video. Some are aware and some are not aware. So I would like to announce about my online English grammar classes which I am conducting online. If you wish to join my English grammar online course, you can contact me on this WhatsApp number. You can either call me or WhatsApp me for any queries or for joining. Found this video helpful, do give it a like and do share with your contacts. See you soon in my next video. You can share your queries, comments and suggestions in the comment section below. I'll be glad to reply.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.